BTS fans around the world are in shock after new behind-the-scenes footage surfaced online, revealing a mysterious late-night studio session involving Jungkook, Jimin, and Taehyung. What should have been an exciting glimpse into a long-awaited project has instead fueled waves of speculation, as fans noticed unsettling details in the way the trio interacted with each other. In the leaked images, Jungkook is seen seated at the mixing console with his headphones on, clearly taking charge of the production. Beside him, Jimin appears tense, arms crossed, while Taehyung sits silently on a leather sofa, his gaze fixed on the floor. The photo, shared by @BTS Charts Daily on X, was meant to celebrate the possibility of new music. But instead of harmony, fans saw division. Why does Jimin look so upset? Why is Taehyung avoiding eye contact? One fan wrote, while another commented, "This doesn't feel like a comeback. This feels like a confrontation." Theories exploded overnight. Some believe the trio are working on a secret subunit album, while others claim internal disagreements may be overshadowing the project. The timing couldn't be more suspicious, coming right after weeks of rumors about creative differences within BTS. For years, the bond between Jungkook, Jimin, and Taehyung has been celebrated as unbreakable. But these studio photos, with their sharp contrast between excitement and silence, have left many armies unsettled. Is this the beginning of something revolutionary, or the sign of a hidden conflict no one was supposed to see? One thing is certain. This project is no longer just about music. It has become a mirror reflecting the pressures, expectations, and raw emotions of three of the biggest stars in the world. And now, every fan is holding their breath, waiting to see whether the result will be a masterpiece or a public unraveling. Stay tuned. The story is only just beginning. The whispers have only grown louder. What began as a single leaked photo of Jungkook, Jimin, and Taehyung in a dimly lit recording studio has now spiraled into one of the most talked about stories in the BTS fandom. Instead of generating the usual joy and anticipation for new music, the image has left fans restless, divided, and speculating about what really unfolded behind those studio doors. The world expected excitement, but what they saw was tension. Jungkook's posture at the console exuded authority, his headphones firmly in place, his hand resting over the controls as if he were the sole captain of this ship. That alone wouldn't have been surprising. He has long been recognized for his strong musical instincts. But it was Jimin's expression, sharp and unreadable, paired with his crossed arms, that sent a chill across ARMY. There was no warmth in his eyes, no hint of the playfulness fans adore. And then there was Taehyung, sitting silently on the studio's leather sofa, looking anywhere but at his brothers. That silence, that avoidance, screamed louder than words ever could. Almost instantly, the fandom split into factions. Some defended the trio, arguing that a single frame can never capture the truth, that creative processes are often messy and filled with intense emotions. But others were not so easily convinced. They pointed out how long it has been since fans saw the three together in a setting this raw, unfiltered, and unscripted. To them, the photo wasn't a simple peek into artistry at work. It was a crack in the polished image BTS has worked so hard to uphold. Speculation ran wild. Was this the birth of a new subunit project that would shake the industry? Or was it evidence of deeper creative disagreements threatening to fracture one of the strongest bonds in K-pop? Fans began reanalyzing old interactions, piecing together interviews, and even rewatching live broadcasts for signs they may have missed. What was once dismissed as harmless banter now looked like foreshadowing. Every pause, every glance, every silence became a clue in a mystery that no one had expected to solve. The weight of expectation hangs heavily on Jungkook, Jimin, and Taehyung. Together, they are not just musicians. They are cultural icons, symbols of unity and strength. Yet behind the studio glass, away from the polished stages and carefully edited content, they are simply human. Three men navigating the complexities of fame, friendship, and creative vision. That humanity is what fans witnessed in that leaked snapshot. And it is why the reaction has been so explosive. In truth, the project, whether a collaboration or something more experimental, has already transcended music. It has become a mirror reflecting the pressures BTS must face every day. The responsibility of carrying millions of expectations. The challenge of balancing individuality with collective identity. The silent battles that erupt when artistic visions collide. And so, the questions multiply. Will this project mark a new golden era for the trio? Or will it expose fractures that cannot be ignored? Is this simply part of the creative storm that precedes brilliance? Or is it a warning that something precious is slipping through the cracks? The studio door has closed, but the conversation outside it is only just beginning. Fans wait with bated breath, hearts torn between hope and fear, desperate for answers that may not come until the music itself is released. Until then, one thing remains undeniable. This is no longer just about songs or charts. This is about trust, unity, and whether the bond between Jungkook, Jimin, and Taehyung is as unshakable as the world has always believed. The leaked studio photo has become more than just a casual glimpse. It has evolved into a storm of emotion and suspicion across the fandom. The silence of the members in that captured moment is louder than any press release, louder than any polished video or music teaser HYBE has ever put out. Jungkook's dominance at the console, Jimin's folded arms with eyes that seem unwilling to soften, and Taehyung's stillness on the sofa tell a story that words have yet to explain. What exactly happened in that room? Why does the energy radiating from that frame feel heavier than excitement? As the image spreads, interpretations continue to clash. Some fans insist this is simply the nature of artistry, that the pursuit of perfection is rarely gentle and often comes with frustration, silence, and disagreement. Others argue that what we see is not just work stress, but a reflection of something deeper, something personal that has finally bled into the creative space. The photo is now dissected like a puzzle. The direction of Jungkook's stare, the tension in Jimin's jawline, the way Taehyung's hands are clasped tightly on his knees, as if holding back words unsaid. The timing could not be more precarious. After months of waiting for clear signs of BTS's next direction, fans were hungry for a moment of reassurance. Instead, they received a snapshot that created more questions than answers. Was this trio planning a groundbreaking collaboration? Or was the studio session proof that internal strains had reached a boiling point? Could these tensions strengthen their art? Or would it fracture the harmony that has defined BTS for over a decade? In the absence of official statements, the void is being filled with theories. Some connect the dots to Jungkook's recent comments about creative independence, suggesting he is taking full control of the project, a move that may have left Jimin and Taehyung sidelined. Others point to Jimin's recent remarks about vulnerability and pressure, seeing his folded arms as a shield against unresolved frustration. And Taehyung, known for his emotional honesty, becomes the silent figure whose stillness raises the most alarm, because silence often speaks the loudest. But perhaps the most haunting question is whether this moment is truly a fracture, or simply the messy, human process of building something extraordinary. Great music has often been born out of conflict, out of differences that push artists to create beyond their limits. Could it be that fans are witnessing the birth pains of brilliance rather than the signs of division? Still, the unease lingers. ARMY has always prided itself on feeling close to the members, on seeing beyond the surface to the humanity beneath the idol image. Yet this single leaked photo reminds everyone that some truths are only ever partially visible, hidden in the pauses and the glances, in the tension of a studio session where no official script exists. And so, the world waits. The music will come, that much is certain. But when it does, will it carry the sound of unity? Or the echo of unresolved conflict? Will fans celebrate a masterpiece born from collaboration? Or hear the undertones of pain between the notes? Until the day the project is revealed, the speculation will not stop. The conversation has already become bigger than the song itself. It is about trust, authenticity, and the fragile balance of relationships that have carried BTS to unimaginable heights. The studio door may be shut, but the questions it left open are wide, and they will not close easily. The photo is no longer just a photo. It has become a stage where millions of emotions are projected, and every detail is magnified under the relentless gaze of fans who have followed Jungkook, Jimin, and Taehyung for years. The quiet hum of the studio equipment, the stillness of Taehyung's body on the sofa, the weight in Jimin's folded arms, and the way Jungkook's hands grip the console like a lifeline, all of it has been frozen into a single moment that now carries the burden of countless interpretations. For those who love them, this isn't just about music. It is about loyalty, trust, and the fear of watching something sacred slip away. That fear is what makes the silence unbearable. Because if BTS has always been the symbol of resilience and brotherhood, then what does it mean when the three who symbolize that bond most strongly appear caught in a silence that feels so heavy it could break the room in two? Social media has erupted with threads dissecting the scene like a crime investigation. Some fans write that Jungkook's expression shows not dominance, but exhaustion, the look of someone who has carried too much for too long. Others see in Jimin's eyes not frustration, but disappointment, perhaps the kind that grows when words left unspoken pile up inside until they form walls. And then there is Taehyung, the eternal question mark, whose quiet has always been both a comfort and a mystery. His silence now feels like the missing piece of a puzzle that no one can solve. Industry insiders whisper that tension is natural in any creative process, that some of the greatest masterpieces are forged in the fire of disagreement. But this time it feels different. This time, it is not just about a song. It is about three men standing at the crossroads of friendship, fame, and responsibility. The weight of their choices will ripple far beyond the studio walls, touching millions who look to them not just for music, but for hope. The narrative is no longer in the hands of the company or the members. It belongs to the fans, who spin theories late into the night, writing essays, making edits, replaying old videos for hints of cracks they may have missed. It is as if the entire fandom has been thrust into the role of detective, searching for clues in every gesture and silence. And with every theory comes more questions. Questions that pile up like thunderclouds, heavy and waiting to burst. Yet there is also a strange beauty in this storm. Because at its heart, what fans are experiencing is not just fear, it is love. The kind of love that makes people care so deeply they cannot look away even when it hurts. The uncertainty, the worry, the debates, all of it speaks to how much Jungkook, Jimin, and Taehyung mean to the world. They are more than idols. They are threads woven into people's lives. And that is why even a single leaked photo can shake millions to their core. The door to that studio remains closed, and the truth inside it remains untold. But one thing is certain. When the music finally comes, it will not just be a song. It will be an answer. Whether it is an answer that heals, or one that shatters, only time will reveal. And until then, the silence of that studio hangs in the air, louder than any sound.